What's going on, y'all boys? It's Day here. Here with a very talented artist. She's a freaking great vocalist and has a song that I truly love called Too Much.
That sounds sweet.
We're here with Bliss at ENVISIONARY Studios.
Hey, y'all.
Who's in the room? Ju, Nadine, Zuma. We're all here.
My dogs.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I guess the subject matter today, we chose love because what the fuck can't you talk about with love?
Goodness. Love is later. You can do everything with love. You can do nothing with love. Ugh.
You can make music out of love.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas do people wrong out of love.
You can make babies out of love.
You can make babies out of love.
Mhm.
You can hate somebody
Bro, you can hate somebody so
out of
much.
love. Love turns sour.
Love is literally like, it brings out every other emotion. Love is probably the only one that could do that.
I think love is a liar though.
A liar. Why you said that about
Yeah,
me?
on some real shit though, I actually think love is one of the worst reasons to do something like logically, right? And I'm not saying this from a perspective of like don't love people,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
I just mean like love is one of those things where it's such a shitty reason to do something, right? Because say somebody's completely mistreating you, taking advantage of you,
Okay.
all kind of shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But you love them. So what that mean? You still gonna do stuff out of, love because you love them.
Yeah.
But that's a terrible reason, when they've literally shown you, stuff like that. And it's like, it's one of the worst reasons in my mind to like do something. Like my personal take, I think love is it's not a good reason to do things.
Okay.
Because it's very blinding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever been in a situation where like love made you not see shit for what it was?
Oh my goodness. Love literally just took my eyeballs away. I had no type of understanding. I had no type of anything to do with just sound thinking. Everything made no sense and I did it. And I didn't know why I wasn't doing it.
But I loved them.
Oh,
And it's like-
exactly.
and it's like,
That is literally the only reason you can give because there's no other reason. You're literally like, oh, because I love them. There's so many situations like I've been in and I'm just here like, I ain't have no reason being
now
here.
now that you're older and you have wisdom,
Yeah.
you're over here like, hey, that was dumb.
That was so stupid.
That was dumb.
Like I
Like,
really wasted time.
Bro,
Like,
and that's what I'm getting at. Like I'm saying love is beautiful. Love is great.
It's amazing.
It's one of the
when
it's
done right.
when it's done right.
When it's literally
When it's done
intentional. I feel like love is intentional. Anything else is just, bliss. And, it's just kind of like avoiding reality for some hoop dream or fairy tale that you have in your head. I feel like.
And make you see shit like, bruh. What's that word you said, Nadine? Rose colored eyes or something like that? Rose colored glasses. Like you're seeing shit
It's a fairy
in
tale.
this fairy like shit, and then it's like, whoa. When you pull yourself out of the situation,
What the fuck was going on?
like I done been in situations, right? Past relations where, as I said, to me at that time, I thought it was love. You know what I mean? I thought it was love,
Yeah.
but now I look back in retrospect, I'm like, yeah, that was one of the worst times.
It
of my
was
life.
delusion.
No.
I was fucking crazy.
I was not.
I was
thinking
nuts. I was off the
rationally,
bend.
like what transpired to make me so delusional. And it
They
was
tried to
love.
get me. Honestly, like
It was
love can
love.
be the angel or the demon. Like it can really be
Yeah.
either or, and you just
Yeah.
have to hope that you got an angel. Because if not,
Now,
that's what I'm saying. Though,
on the
it's
same note,
intentional.
though, on the
Yeah.
same note, though, I think as a kind of a society, like we only see love in a romantic sense.
Yeah, we don't. But I feel like that just has to do with conditioning. Like everyone has an idea of what love is supposed to be based on what everybody thinks love is supposed to be. Like you
And
just
it's like, bro,
project it.
There's so many like different types of love. Like, bro, you have love
Yeah.
for your family.
Yeah.
You have love for your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You have love for yourself.
Everything just gets caught in like I guess a gray area of misunderstanding.
I think there's too much of an importance on the romantic aspect.
I think people kind of get a little too focused on that to the point where like reality seems like a problem.
Yeah.
It's like no, this is supposed to happen.
No,
like work through it.
One of my biggest things, like we all go through things where we
Yeah.
feel, unloved. We feel, without it. You know what I mean? When you feel lonely, type things like that, right? I think one of the best things like you can do for yourself is to find the love elsewhere. Like in that moment you feel deprived of it for some reason, right?
Of course.
You feel like, oh man, I don't have, a lover or whatever the hell.
You're lonely.
Exactly,
You're
right?
alone.
And well, interpret it as, oh man, no one loves me.
Oh yeah.
And that's not true, because in those moments I feel like you can literally find that love elsewhere.
Yeah.
Shit, man, as artists, shit, we make that love. You feel me?
We kind of just summon that love. If
like one of my favorite things to do, and I wish I did it more, unfortunately, but I'd be caught up in my feelings. And like one of my favorite things.
We
to
don't
do,
like sad day. Sad day. We gotta be happy day.
Pisces season got me on my shit right now.
Oh shit.
But
free my friend.
Right. I think one of my favorite things to do is like, you know, when I'm in those moments of like, you know, loneliness type to that degree, I like to create stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no better feeling than like making something you're proud of.
Oh my goodness. And that's what real music is. That's what real anything is. It's just out of a place of just kind of release, like therapy. Like that's
and you created
exactly
the love that you felt, you know, you were deprived of, or at least just not receiving in that moment. It's like, yo, it's here. Like it's been here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Or even like, you know, another example, right? Spending time with your friends.
Yeah. That definitely is like a picker upper. I promise you, I thought like being alone in the moments that I felt at my worst was probably the best thing for everyone around me whole time. Like people are ready to love you. Like they're ready to console and be the right person people, for you. Exactly. So it's like, hey, bro, you have friends for a reason. What do you think a friend is if you can't be around them when you're not in your best place? Like that's not a friend if you don't believe like that. So that definitely works. And I just know like even to family works for me. Like family for me, like the biggest thing is family and my friends. Like I really do love my friends because they make me feel like I'm not crazy.
You know one thing I don't be liking, right?
What you don't like?
And it's like this Twitter thread, right?
Oh shit.
It's this joke where they were making about people who get in relationships and they completely cut off like everybody.
Oh my goodness, that's
cut off all their friends.
I know what you mean.
Cut off all their.
But that's not love. I won't say that's not love, but they're definitely like not doing love the right way. Because if you know, like, I feel like I'd want my husband to respect the fact that I have friends to talk to and he's getting on my nerves, you know? I feel like it's the same way when it comes to, like, just having, like, that community.
You have your own friends. Exactly. Like, bro, I really feel like it's about balance.
Yeah.
Right? And that kind of shit is not balanced.
Not at all. Because everybody has this obsession with people. Like, okay, I get it. You love them. But that doesn't mean, like, you isolate yourself from the entire world because now their world is yours. And that don't work.
And what happens when your world's rocked? Then you're gonna trickle back over to your friends and be like, they're gonna be like, nigga, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like you just literally fucked up relationships for no reason. Because now your friends are distant because you're distant, and now what's going on? You don't know half the time. I
think it's a broader statement of saying like we put like this over importance on like some of the wrong aspects of love.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Like we don't really teach, you know, at least growing up, school, in conversation. It's more like, oh, you'll find somebody, someone, you'll be with this person. And it's like, well, why not, you know, be cool by, you know, yourself? Like, why not, like,
why not develop yourself into the person that you want to be so that the person you attract is the person who's supposed to be.
That's like compatible with that type shit. You feel me?
We have this thing about, I think it's also about like the instant gratification of, I guess, looking at what others have, you know? I think a lot of people have, like on the internet, it's really easy to just, oh my gosh, they're in a relationship, I'm so lonely. Like that doesn't equate to nothing else but they're in a relationship and they look cute.
That's one of the worst.
People just get
like,
so caught
social
up in
media,
like
social media is one of my favorite like topics because boy, it has like skewed so many facets of love.
Oh my goodness.
And facets of like just many things, but like love is one of them. Like when you see, like, unfortunately, it's a big comparative tool. You know, we all are on social media, unfortunately, subconsciously comparing our lives to somebody, right? And we see it all the time. People being like, oh my God, I want that relationship. I want that relationship. It's like, you don't know any of the workings.
Exactly. You know a picture and a video. What's a picture and a video? What's a little boomerang or reel of them kissing in the elevator? Hey, bruh, what if... there's so much bad stuff. They argued right before that. Exactly. Like, bro, like and that's why you can't look at people. I had to realize that because too, it's easy to just want what others have, especially. Didn't I just say earlier
about them people who not in a real relationship? Didn't I just say that shit, right? Like, because it's for real deal. Like, why? Like, why? You know, I mean, and it's a deeper conversation of like we all do it, bro.
Capitalism.
Capitalism. It's just to that degree, like we all do it. You know what I'm saying? We all see some shit and be like, damn, I want that. But it's
we're
like
human. I think it's just our will. Our will is so, not ours in general, but just there's just a general lack of will to really figure shit out by yourself. People just want to leech on to a lot and not realize, like, okay, maybe
that's
I
not
should
me.
think for myself.
Exactly. That's not my life.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
That's not me,
like,
bruh.
It doesn't work and then they realize it doesn't work and force it to work.
Yeah.
So it's like, at that point, it's just terrible relationships being developed and cultivated for years and generations. And it's like, oh gosh, like,
passes down.
Exactly.
A lot of terrible ideas.
Where'd you meet your granddad? At Twitter? I mean, you met him on Twitter? Cool. No, not Twitter. Tinder. You met him on Tinder? And now look, 3 generations of confused ass niggas. Like, 3 generations of nobody knowing what the fuck going on.
Tell me, who said you can't find love on Tinder?
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying, like, you really think you can?
Me?
Like,
no, I have not. I would not. I have not. I would not. I used Tinder, like, bro. I think I used Tinder like one time, right? I used Tinder like dead ass one time.
The Tinder experimental phase.
I made
Everybody has that one Tinder experimental phase. Like, they've been on Tinder at least just once to just see what it's talking about, you know?
My friend Shay, she was like, yo, make a Tinder. And I was like, why? Right? Like, that ass, I was like, why? So after a while, I was like, man, fuck it, whatever. Okay. And I'm on there. And I was like kind of disgusted, right? Yeah, and not like at the people, right? But I was just like, bro, I am swiping through potential love interest, as if they're like Skittles. I'm just like, not that one, not that one, not that Skittle.
Oh my gosh,
that Skittle looks nice.
Yeah,
right?
Let me choose this Skittle.
And like, I was like, bro, is that right?
I think this is so unethical in so many ways. Like. Yeah.
Like, that didn't feel like
it's forced.
I'm just going off of what I see. I'm like, damn.
But it is for hookups.
I'm like, she thick. All right, cool. She looks pretty. All right, cool. But I'm like, I don't know. That didn't feel right.
Yeah,
so
it's a little bit objectifying.
Like 1 week. Bro, cause literally, I was on my iPad, bro. I think I'm up like I'm
iPad
up
with the
iPad Tinder, bro.
That's
and I was like, this is down bad.
Yeah, like you, the phone is where you stop at. Don't go no bigger screen than. Yeah. If you're on Tinder on a laptop, seek help. Like,
oh yeah, no, laptop. That's a little too meticulous.
That's different.
That's what I'm saying. Like, definitely, we in funny times.
We are. Like, what is real anymore? Like, nothing is real. Love is not even. I feel like love is still there, but it's just not real to a lot of people. We have an idea of love.
I think it's real. Really. It's real. It's really real. Like, I mean, listen. Like, I'm not finna sit here and not, like, there aren't healthy relationships.
Of course.
And people who have, good understandings of what love is to them.
Right.
And I guess a good question to ask is, like, what is love to you? You feel me?
Love is me knowing myself well enough to know what I want, and someone knowing themselves well enough to know what they want, and we kind of become compatible off the strengths of us knowing that, regardless of whatever, we're working towards something and not in spite of anything. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in thinking, oh, well, we have roles to fit. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I fit in your life, and how can I fit in your life, and how do you fit in my life, and how can you fit in my life, and do we want to do this long term? Do we not? Like, I'm one of those, like, on, like, it, because it works that way. Like, if you are intentional about the person that you love, you're literally able to just love. Like, it's not performative. You don't worry about who's texting in a phone. Like, that's not where it goes. And of course, trust is a thing. Just humans are humans and they act according, but it's still something that shouldn't be the dynamic of the relationship. And I feel like if it feels crazy, then it's like, okay, bro, yeah, no.
I mean, that's another thing too. Now, looking back on certain things, you like, oh, that was love, and it's like, no, that was trauma.
I was literally that was just my daddy issues. Like,
bro,
my daddy issues seeping through my head.
Like, bro, real deal shit like that. Like, bro, like, sitting here, like, I'm 25. I'm experiencing my own life of things, and I'm now having the awareness to be like, yo, you have, your own issues and things, right? And not tending to them will unfortunately have your radar for, like, something that's good for you skewed.
Fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
literally.
Like, I'm looking with a like if I have a magnifying glass, right, and I'm looking for things, the magnifying glass is a bit dirty, nigga. Yeah. Like, that bit foggy, and like, it's got all this crud on it, and it's like, it's nasty. No, you gotta go clean off the magnifying glass, and then you're gonna see, oh, that's exactly, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that I feel that in that premises of, like, you look, you're like, yeah, that was love, and it's like, no,
you have to. I feel like you're able to love. You know how to love when you know how to love yourself. Because it's like, if I know, like, what I want out of life and what I want from myself, then it's like, okay, this is what I can give to you. It's just easier that way. But of course, like, people don't know to look for that sometimes. So it's like, hey, bro, you're cute, and like you think I'm cute. Hey, let's run it.
And my dick hard,
you
so.
know, and like it just, you know, it just don't hit.
Like,
it don't hit.
That's not. Yeah, that's not.
That's
not love, bro.
It's not love, and it's so sad because a lot of people mistake it for that. I feel like, to know yourself can really help with any decision you make in life, because then you can't not know what you're talking about. It's like, no, I know what I'm talking about.
I know what I like. I know
what
I know what I don't like. I know what I won't tolerate. I know.
Always be willing to try, so that you know. I'm always that person. It's like, okay, bro, I'm gonna try this shit just to say like, okay, this is my shit or this is not. And I'm not gonna let influences make me feel some type of way.
Only discrepancy I have with that, like, I'm somebody who has to like learn with a like head. So like, I gotta go.
You're such a boy. That's a boy thing.
I gotta bump my head.
That's
and
such
I gotta
a boy
go.
thing.
You know, and I'm like, I'm over here like, bro, I'm tired.
Okay, you're cute. Come on.
I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, no, I don't need any more life lessons. Like, really? I mean, like, I'm gonna get more life lessons. That's what we're gonna do. But I'm just saying, like, to the degree, I'm like, that's the part that's obnoxious of like constantly having to bump your head, because it's like, bro, my head hard as fuck.
It
bro.
hurt.
Yeah.
Jake got like 3 knots.
Oh my god, I'm over here. I feel like, you know, when Naruto bump his head or some shit, they got that welt. Like, that's what I feel.
That's
like
a knot. You know, we gonna call you not by day.
Yeah.
Not by day.
That's tough. But no, yeah, that's some shit. Like,
bruh,
how do you feel you learn? How do you feel you learn, like, at least like, or have learned about like love in that regard?
Kind of bumping my head the first couple times in terms of just dealing with people and realizing that I hate it here, and figured out, okay, what do I want? What do I need? What do I want out of life? What do I want out of everything that I'm doing? And once I figured that out, I was like, okay, he's not right. He's not right. He's not right, because he doesn't align with none of the things that I have, and I don't align with none of the things he got going on. So it's just about kind of like the trial and error. But I learn really fast. I'm not the type to really like hit my head like 3 and 4 times.
Oh, same.
So it's like,
one time I've learned the lesson.
Enough.
One time
That's
was
enough.
like, that hurt enough for me to never get hurt like that
Canceled.
again.
Please do not
Boom.
ever. You don't have to worry about that. So I think it's easy.
that.
But then that's what happens when you're smart. Like, you just know.
Yeah.
You know not to do that. Like, but I don't know. People love the toxic shit though.
Yeah.
Like, they love, like, it's like a.
You know why though? You know why? I had a life experience with one of my homeboys one time where he put me on. Like, I was in a really emotional state one time, and we linked up and we talked, and he put me on in regards to like how I was feeling in that moment, where he was like, yo, you're just on like an emotional high, like negativity wise.
Yeah.
Like, negativity, hate, toxic, all that shit is like going like downhill.
Yeah.
It's you ever run downhill before? It's fast. You know what I'm saying? You fuck around and slip.
crash,
You know what I'm saying? You crash and you're like, oh shit, bro, I don't have like, it's easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the easy thing to do, bro.
Yeah.
You can run downhill fast as shit, you know, and now you realize, oh dude, I don't even have control.
Yeah.
And that's like what all that negativity is. But in the counter, you know, going uphill is love. Going uphill is positivity. It's work that like is
fulfilling.
Yeah,
you're able to literally just move. That's why I feel like it's that's what love is. That's the kind of dynamic of knowing, like, okay, not dynamic, but just knowing that you're able to really like work at something. That's, I think, if you really do read the Bible, then that makes sense. The whole them having to work, like, that's the only thing that will fulfill you at the end of the day. If you're not doing nothing, you kind of just, you know, sad, like ain't nothing else to do but be sad. So it's like, if you have something,
it's a purpose
to work. Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, to love someone that intentional will literally bring out the most beautiful thing ever, because it's like you really care enough to really learn that person and be that person for that person.
The right person.
This is all intentional, guys.
Yes.
Like,
the right person means you intentionally chose these things.
Exactly. Like, this is a choice.
Intentionally, you know, went through what you went through. Yes, I back that 100%.
Exactly. But it can get but there's some actors outside, bruh. I'm not going to lie.
Actors?
There's definitely some actors. Bruh, you be 7 years down and you realize this man is crazy. Like, nah.
Listen,
I don't know. You know that long game is crazy.
Listen, bro, we're all some unhealed, broken motherfuckers, dog.
Yeah, therapy.
Yeah, I think that should be the I mean, listen, I've even had the conversation being like, bro, why don't I get a therapist?
Yeah.
And I should. I think we all should. Everybody should.
We should definitely get a therapist.
You know, we all are first time adults.
Yeah.
First time brain users.
What's it to you to really just get some understanding of what's going on up there.
Yeah.
How often do you talk to yourself, at least? You know,
Me?
how
All the
often?
time, all the
I
time.
mean, of course,
All the
but
time.
think about it. Everything that you're going through. Who's
Yeah.
asking you the right questions? What questions do you know to ask yourself?
You know exactly. And you know, like a big thing is called like mindfulness, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the premises of like you're being conscious of the fact that, you know, you're experiencing whatever your thoughts are.
Yeah.
And what's a big premises is like we as people, we really over identify with our thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether
That's
they're
true.
happy, sad, whatever the hell it may
It's
be.
just like, oh my gosh.
It's like, I'm that right now.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that. And
Yeah.
it's like mindfulness is just like, nah, bro, that's just my brain having
Yeah.
whatever reaction
It's just
it is
feeling how
to
it's
it.
feeling.
And exactly. I'm not identifying with it. I'm just going to let my brain do that.
Exactly.
That whole concept of mindfulness, in my mind, that's my interpretation of it,
Mhm.
is like, okay, cool. I need to apply that way more because it's so easy to just
Be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It literally is.
Very
And I think
easy.
that's another reason why anxiety is like such a high thing for a lot of people. It's because sometimes we just can't get out of our heads.
Yep.
Like we just cannot. Like it's just
over-identify with those
impossible.
thoughts. And it's
Yeah.
like,
We let it
yo,
get
you're
the
not
best-
them.
we let it get the best of us.
Yeah.
Like we just praying for the anxious people, because that shit is not something to go through.
I
Like
think we're all anxious people. We're all
we
anxious
all
people.
are.
We all are.
I feel like, but the more mindful you are, it's
Wait.
less.
So wait, all right, we got to get to the wrap up for this portion, right?
Okay.
So I wanna end it off like, what do you feel is something, you know, you really want to say in regards to like love?
I want to say love intentionally. It
Facts.
works best that way. It always works best. Anything you do intentionally, you can't regret.
Man, it's facts. You did that by choice.
Exactly.
Well, all right, y'all boys.
This was fun.
This was fun as fuck.
It's amazing.
This is Bliss.
Shout out to my dog D.
I'm Day.
Not by day.
Not by day. Got the K. All right, K-N-O-T.
Yeah, K-N-O-T
not
by day.
Um,
We're gonna make some shirts.
yeah, we're gonna make some shirts. Not by day. And I'll find a way to like put a Band-Aid on my head or something.
Yeah, no, put your face in the knot. That's how it's gonna work. So your face and then your face in the
Got
knot.
you. Okay, I see.
So
that.
it's not by day.
Got you. All right, I can illustrate that. We'll figure that out.
I got you, buddy.
All right, y'all boys, we out of here.
Adios.